and almost gone in less than a week. I can only attest it to the X39. And this coming weekend will be my 5 month patch anniversary. So I'm definitely having really good benefits.
Very good, Walter. Yeah, I mean that's a bummer when you have something like that happen. I remember one time I we're fast roping out of helicopters. It's like a big old nylon uh kind of like hawser line, very thick, and you wear gloves, welding gloves. And so we're fast roping. It was dark, and it was in the desert, and I landed on a rock,
Ooh,
and it twisted my heel and so forth. And I had to continue on with my big old M60 and all the rounds that I had, and it was.
yeah, you
I would
can't just
I
lay
would love
down.
to have had LifeWave pads, and you don't have to push through the pain as much. It helps
Yeah, that was the
overcome.
most miraculous thing was
Yeah.
the fact that I woke up after day two and there was no pain, just a little bit of stiffness.
Hmm.
I was blown away pretty much.
Wow, that's
That's
great.
my most recent miracle I've had. And my dog girlfriend, she just celebrated her 12-year.
Prevent or cure. So we are here to share. And we're here to particularly share about the X39 and all of the LifeWave technologies because they are innovative and they support our wellness and our health. And so when we like to talk about our favorite patch, the X39, we like to say it is a light therapy in the form of a patch. And so how it works is you place the patch on your body, and in the center of the patch is a crystal structure. And that crystal structure is activated by our body heat, also known as infrared light. And so that patch takes in our infrared light and reflects it back to us in a specific wavelength. And when we talk about specifically the X39, it reflects back a specific wavelength that activates a peptide. And everybody loves to talk about peptides now. And this one is particularly called the GHK copper peptide. And research for yourself what this peptide is capable of doing, but you're going to hear what this patch is capable of doing tonight. So if you want to look at copperpeptidebreakthrough.com, it's a great summary page where it can tell you about the peptide. A few housekeeping rules when we are sharing, please, one, raise your hand because we want to see those hands up. Two, give us your symptoms. Don't give us a diagnosis names because we want to remain compliant. Tell us how you felt before, tell us what patches you've used, and tell us how you feel now thanks to the LifeWave technology. And so raise up our hands. Let's all get to sharing because this is the best part of my week. So thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Dr. Annabelle. Yes, best part of my week as well. I love to hear the miracles. So be the light. LifeWave is going to bring the light back on in your body. So the patch does that, activates like Dr. Annabelle was talking about. And with that activation, miracles happen. So that's why we call this Miracle Monday. And we love to hear your stories. Of course, someone shared the patch with you at some point. So bravo to them and bravo to you if you have great results and you share the patch as well, because we want to have more people have miracles. So, Walter, let's start with you.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Not too bad. A lot better this week. So, just a quick share about this time, well, last week on Monday, I was bending over and I kind of threw out my lower back,
Hmm.
and it was kind of like went into my hip, and it was debilitating. I had to sleep that whole day. Woke up the next day, I was still kind of in pain, but not as much as I was anticipating. And then Wednesday, I was kind of like stiff and sore, but no pain. And come this past weekend, I was pain free. And I've had similar injuries, where you bend down and it kind of just kinks wrong. And then you bend up and it just stays that way for like, it'll, for me, it would be like that for 2 weeks sometimes.
Hmm.
And to have it pain free and almost gone in less than a week, I can only attest it to the X39. And this coming weekend will be my 5 month patch anniversary. So I'm definitely having really good benefits.
Very good, Walter. Yeah, I mean that's a bummer when you have something like that happen. I remember one time I we're fast roping out of helicopters. It's like a big old nylon uh, kind of like hawser line, very thick, and you wear gloves, welding gloves. And so we're fast roping. It was dark, and it was in the desert, and I landed on a rock,
Ooh,
and it twisted my heel and so forth. And I had to continue on with my big old M60 and all the rounds that I had, and it was.
yeah, you
I
can't
would
just
I
lay
would love
down.
to have had LifeWave patches when I was a SEAL. God, it would have been great. So
Yeah,
yeah, it does make a difference. That's great. You get really quick results, and you don't have to push through the pain as much. It helps
yeah, that was the
overcome.
most miraculous thing was
Yeah.
the fact that I woke up after day two and there was no pain, just a little bit of stiffness.
Hmm.
I was blown away pretty much.
Wow, that's
That's
great.
my most recent miracle I've had. And my dog girlfriend, she just celebrated her 12-year birthday, and she's as spry as ever because of the used patches that I give her. Uh,
Yeah, get some mileage out of those. That's great.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, they don't go to waste.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, we'd love to hear people that share the patches with their pets.
Sweet. So
What this Kate this
as a bowling ball when I put the hat on. So that's really all I have to say, but thank y'all.
Wow, that's beautiful, Stephanie. So great. And so how did you get rear-ended 3 times? Was
Yeah,
that
the girl says she didn't know. I was stopped at a stoplight, and I the only thing I can think is she must have had a stick shift because she hit me once, and I don't think I've ever felt this. It was the whiplash how you actually goes from your brain all the way down to your feet.
Oh
And
my
it was
God.
like that. I felt it because I was leaning over my steering wheel trying to see if cars were coming. And then she hit me again, and it happened again, and it happened again. And when she got out of the car, she said, I don't know why my car kept hitting you. And I thought, gosh, I don't either. But it did. So it was triple, and that was no fun. But it's okay. It's what it is. I'm on the men's. Thankful to
Wow.
be here. Yeah, it
That's
was.
that's that's impressive. So congratulations on finding the cure. Sometimes
I'm
it just
so
comes to you.
thankful.
Yeah.
This is, yeah, this
Miracle.
is really helped me because I can tell it is such a noticeable difference because
Hmm.
when I'm putting the hat on, I can feel it. I can feel the energy going towards my head. So I'll be with hats. I'll just keep buying hats and putting hat patches in them and wear them for the rest of my life, actually,
Yeah.
because of the two things that are going on. So it's all brain related.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's
Very
good.
good.
Thank you all.
Thank you. That's a
You're
great share.
welcome.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Lisa.
That was so good. There, trying to unmute myself. Hi.
Hi.
Um, so for me, this is my second time coming here. I thought I'd give a progress report. Just for background, I had being very clumsy, um, gone over my foot. I was in a walking cast for a couple months, and then when it healed, there was a whole bunch of other problems with the foot, where bones in the wrong place. I saw the X-ray, extra stuff going on with the bones that shouldn't be there. So it was really bad. And when I had to start walking on it, I was in so much pain. It was just excruciating to just try to walk on it. And so I thought, oh, I remember hearing about Michael Jaco talking about these miraculous patches. So I got in touch. And so first I started using X39 and then Eon right on my foot on the part that was the most sore. And interestingly, so I thought, okay, I'll put it here. And then I thought, oh, wait a minute, I think I'm supposed to put it in another place. So I lifted the patch up and the pain came back. And then I put it on the other spot. And then in about 10, 15 minutes, it was gone. It was just incredible. And since then, like it's given me the ability to get walking again normally. So it's still healing because this was fairly recent, but I'm walking for the most part. I don't limp, and yeah, it's been for me a miracle, just that. And then I've expanded, just trying out different things just after seeing how wonderful that was. So I started using the Aloe Vita skincare, and with that, I've noticed, well, you probably won't, but my eyelid, you know how you get to a certain age, your eyelids start getting a little droopy. So especially, I noticed it more on my right side, and that is so much better now. And then I started using X49. So I'll use in the daytime X39 behind my neck, and then X49 below the belly button. And since I started doing that, it's my eyes improving even more, but also like again for women, I'm sure women can appreciate after you start getting around menopause age, and your triceps, the lower the muscle at the under the arm, like the biceps at top, triceps underneath, the triceps become looser for women. It's more noticeable in women, and that it's like I've been doing a lot of tricep exercises and I haven't. It's just becoming so much more firm. It's incredible. So yeah, really, really great experience with everything.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Wow, you got a lot of great results. Good job. Congratulations.
Yeah. And really quickly, I think
Yeah.
I'm just a really quick responder. Like the
Mm.
Eon, it was immediate, the pain gone, just like that. So it's just been a life changer for me.
Very, very amazing. So I have a question for you, Dr. Annabelle. You know, some people, like Lisa was talking about, she's a really good responder. You think there's certain people, because we know some people put it on and they get like instant results. I mean, like me, I put it on, within seconds, I got incredible results. What do you think? What is the cause of that?
It's funny you asked that question because I had that conversation with our beloved John, our veteran that has come on and gave us these lots of testimonials.
Oh,
And Dr. Velvet herself had mentioned how when we're placing the patches, our system may not be all coordinated, right? So she uses the example of an orchestra. So
mm,
imagine all the musicians in an orchestra are not exactly in tune. So when they're not in tune, you don't notice any subtle differences. But when you put the patch on, it starts working to get that orchestra all in tune. So you are more inclined to notice a change as opposed to the orchestra has been playing together for such a long time and maybe just one instrument is out of tune. And that's us. That's the people who have been on the technology for a long time. You may not be so inclined to feel a big difference. So that's how I kind of like in my head, I explain it, where it's like you have a system in total chaos and then you have a system that's more coherent. The more chaos there is, the more likely you are to notice a change.
mm.
And that just made more sense to me the way Dr. Velvet explained it.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's a really I love that, having the sympathy, work in unison, and play beautiful music. And that's what we end up being like, a perfectly tuned, beautiful instrument.
Hey, Michael,
Once we
can
s-
I
Hey,
add
wait,
something
I
to
want
that?
to. Hey, Barbara, hi there. I'm gonna let you
Hey,
talk.
Tracy,
This
wait
is
your
I'm
turn.
gonna
So
say,
Barbara, go ahead.
go, Barbara.
well, I just had to throw it in right quick, my 2 cents worth. I love what Annabelle said. She is right on. What I was going to add is there's so many people who are like me out in the world, and we've been diagnosed with major, sometimes life-threatening autoimmune issues.
Mm.
And if you have one, or if you don't know if you have one, you don't know what it is yet. I know from my experience, and I think Dr. Annabelle will agree, those patches will start working in the gut area because that's where your immune system is located. So I didn't feel anything for 4 months on the patches. And if I hadn't have been in the business, I would not have been patient enough to wait. It's like I trusted the process. I understand the energy. But when I got my blood work back from my doctor, that's when she said, "Oh my God, Barbara, what are you doing? Look at your blood. You've got this in remission. You've got this is going on and on." And it was like, "Oh, thank you, Jesus. You don't feel anything." If I had given up, I wouldn't have made it as far as I have now. And I've been on it, going on for 6 years. So I love what Dr. Annabelle said, because I was so out of tune. I probably, my song would have sounded awful. It wouldn't have, nothing at all was going on. Like, whoo, turn her off. So it just teaches you to be patient, but you have to tell people that in the beginning. And if I'm working with someone, sometimes I will just often ask, have you ever been diagnosed with an autoimmune issue? And some people haven't. And some people say, oh gosh, yes, blah, blah, blah. I said, oh girl, you've come to the right place. If you've got patient, you're going to eventually end up hitting the mother load. But you got to be patient. So I hope that helps a little bit too. Just keep it simple,
That's
play
it.
that tune, right, Annabelle?
That's
Play
right.
that tune.
And all I was going to add to that tune playing was we've been vibrating to 440 for a long time. We're resetting to 432. And our gut
Absolutely.
knows it. Our gut knows it. That's all. Love y'all.
You're so
Very, very
right,
good.
Tracy Joe. Hugs to you.
Very good. Good
Be
cheers, guys.
patient. Be patient.
Yes, ma'am. Right on.
Jaysta.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, is it my turn?
It's yours. You got the floor.
I got the floor. Woo! Right on. I'm so glad to be here, guys. It's been slam busy. I got a great share for you about my back. I can finally talk about my spine needing massive surgery on it. About over 3 years ago, because I've been following you, boss man, for a long time, well before that, many, many years. And basically, I did massive surgery over 3.5 years ago. My neck, my middle back, and my lower back. Massive surgery. I was on a walker, couldn't hardly walk, dude. I was like bedridden. I mean, I had some serious low frequency vibration going on. And I'm like, man, I got to lift my spirits up and I got to avoid getting under the knife, because all those bad stories that happen, people usually aren't the same after they get the surgery, right? So you start talking about the stem cell activation patches. I'm like, I think I'm going to try that instead of going under the knife. Come on. So I started using the X39, the X49, and just religiously. And then at nighttime, I was YA on, Ice Wave, so it helped me sleep. Because you can't get comfortable when you need spinal surgery. It's hard. It's difficult. So I didn't notice anything, obviously. Well, just being honest, I did not notice a difference until about 6 months into the journey. And once that 6 months hit, it's like a miracle, absolute miracle. My back got where it just wasn't feeling any pain anymore, no stiffness, no throbbing, no stabbing, no terrible pain. And fast forward today, I did not have to get any spinal surgery. You know why? My back healed. I have bulgers, herniated, even close to being ruptured disc in my back. I was a citrus grower and a cowboy for a long time. There wasn't much left of my spine, right? You know how it is. And so here I am, fast forward today. That's my testimony. I'm still work in progress. Still wear a back brace when I work and when I work out and stuff. But that's it. That's my share.
That's a good one. So if I could pick a song for you, it would be "Play That Funky Music, White Boy." So I think you're playing it. So good job.
Go, boss man. Woo!
Great share. Thanks. That's amazing share. So another indication of why you want to stay on the patches, guys. We have a lot of people that will come on for a very short period of time, a month, and then they give up. So it does take time for some people. All right. Trish.
Amen.
Hello, everybody. I've been on the patches a little over 2 years, and I've just had my second hip replacement. I'm a nurse. I fractured my foot on my way to PT a year ago, and then sitting and healing that, my hip started hurting, and the doctor said, "They're both bad, pick a hip." Then I had my first surgery was canceled because my foot wasn't healed. My second was canceled because my cap fell off my mouth. Anyway, so I had my left hip done in July, middle of July, a couple days before my 70th birthday. And then I had my right hip done a couple days before Christmas. So now, Tracy Joe, I felt that reset. Between the meds and the hip and the healing and the timelines, oh my gosh. So anyway, it's been kind of a crazy trip here going on, but this surgery was done in the OR of the hospital, which I'm retired from. It's a major medical center. I have worked in that OR. I don't know what these cowboys did to positioning me, but my knee hurt, it was swollen, and I was bruised from my knee up to my hip. It was way worse than my first hip, which was done in an outpatient center. I also have my incision is swollen. It looks like I have 2 packs of cigarettes in my front pocket, and the incision opened up. So now I'm on doxycycline for 2 weeks, which I don't really think I need, as reflected in my labs, but I'm just going with it. So I think the patches have helped me heal all the bruising. The bruising was terrible, and I've always worn X39 and X49 almost the whole over 2 years. And I wear Alavita at night. I was wearing Eon at night, and now I've switched to Eon during the day. So my bruising has helped. My knee, I'm using the knee protocol Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and just leaving them on for 24 hours because I don't want to buy so many patches. And then what else am I doing? I think that's about it. So I think it's helping with my bruising. I guess it's helping with the pain. I don't really sleep through the night, and I'm still using the cane because I have a little bit of limp. She said use the cane as long as I'm limping. So I think it would be worse if I weren't using the patches, but I do see a big difference with the bruising and the skin issues. Some of the and the swelling's gone down in my knee. It just hurts there. So I'm going to continue to use them. I wouldn't say I'm having like the fastest response, but it's just been according to an orchestra, it's been a really big piece of music to assign to the patches. So I'm glad I'm on them. Thank you.
That's great, Trish. And that's funny you call them cowboys. I don't know what these cowboys did, but
really,
I had my kneecap shattered, and fortunately, it was in Bethesda, and I was in Virginia, so they took me to Bethesda, and they operated on me there, and the head of the hospital was supposed to get surgery, and they pushed him. So I remember looking at him, he was pissed, and so they pushed me ahead of him, and I had the best doctor because he was going to work on the hospital. Head of the hospital. And so it made such a difference. I recovered so well. Everybody, when I came back to San Diego, where I was stationed at the time, they were like, what was he thinking about it? He should have just put in a new knee instead of piecing it back together. But it worked out so great. So gosh, I'm glad I didn't get cowboy.
Well, the surgeon is very good. It's the help. It's the techs.
Oh, okay.
And they wheeled me in, and I said, I used to work in this OR. I used to stock those carts. I'm from the ICU, and I scooted over, and they go, "Oh, you scooted over the best of anybody." I said, "Really?" And then they put me out. I don't know what happened, but
well,
anyway.
that's I'm glad you're still in one piece, and you're going to heal up really good with the LifeWave patches. So, congratulations!
That'll be good. Thank you,
Terry.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I think this New Year's brought some pretty positive things for people. For me, anyways, I've been getting a lot of calls of, I can't believe, but this happened. And I'm going to share. So I have a few to share with you. The first one, I got a call the other night. This lady's been patching since March of last year, and she's had some heart issues, and she recently went under surgery, and it put her into a state of irregular. And she's battled this before, and her intuition told her to put that glutathione patch right over her heart. And she decided to wear it for 24 hours. And she said, Terry, as soon as I put it on my heart, everything just stabilized for the whole time. And I said, well, okay, you got to take it off for 24 hours. So she was just amazed and astonished at the patch doing that for her. So that was a really cool thing. And I never thought of glutathione doing that, but that's what her intuition told her. So which was really awesome. The other one involves the same patch. I get a call from somebody else who had a chronic infection in the bladder, and she's battled these her entire life. And the doctors had put her on antibiotics, and she's just like, I don't want to go on another antibiotic. Well, she's thumbing through the materials and information and looking, and she's like, glutathione, 24 hours. So she puts glutathione down by her bladder for 24 hours. Then the next time she went to go to the doctor, she's thinking, oh gosh, another antibiotic. Everything was clear.
Wow.
So yeah, everything was gone. And she's just like amazed because it's something that she's battled for a long time. So that was all cleared up. So she was excited about that. And that was just with the glutathione patch. Another one had messaged me that her husband, it's been about 7 months now, was on the X39. And we all know my husband's issue. It was the intestinal. And he had the same problem. So he was using them. Then he decided to go off of them. And everything just went haywire. He went back on them. And she messaged me and she goes, you know what? $100 a month for intestinal sanity is worth it. So that was the other testimony. And the last one I have was today. I went to go meet with somebody who was interested in the patches, and pain, back pain, arm pain, couldn't lift her arm. So with my mom and everything and bone on bone, I love patch and shoulder. So I did her shoulder with the Ice Wave and of course X39, and she immediately was like, wow. She goes, I can move it. And she couldn't move it before. She goes, I'm going to go hang my laundry now. So it was kind of cool. So it was really fun. So this year has been pretty positive for a lot of people on my end.
Wow, that's a lot of great shares. And I know you and Fred have been doing this for a little while, and you have a lot of people that obviously you're helping out, because it looks like you guys are going to be going to Hawaii together. So you're moving up pretty quick. So congratulations on that. Sharing is caring. It does make a difference, and LifeWave will reward those that share a lot, because we're seeing what that results in. Very, very amazing things for a lot of people. So thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you, Michael.
Lynn.
So with Terry having so many wins on the glutathione, before I do my shares, I wanted to remind everyone of the special because this is a big deal. New brand partners that sign up for an advanced kit, they get one free sleeve, which is a solid month supply of the glutathione, and so do we. If they sign up for an advanced plus, they get 2 sleeves free of the glutathione, which is a 2-month supply, and so do we. And if they sign up for a premium, they get 3 free sleeves of glutathione, and so do we. So, and it only lasts through next Monday. So I think it's like 11:59 p.m. on January 18, the special's over. And I've never seen a special like this in the 2 years I've been with LifeWave. So this is a big deal, especially this time of year.
Definitely. And, as Dr. Annabelle can attest, there's a lot of people getting sick these days. So, you need that extra glutathione happening in your system. So
that's right. That's right. So my first share is about Gracie. And everybody knows Gracie. She's like internationally famous now. So yes, I have pictures, and this isn't. I actually, in spite of all my years with LifeWave, didn't think to take pictures of my own cat. But so this was more recent. But her paw, there it is. Okay, now this is after it had been healing a bit, but you can see the problem. For weeks, she's been like obsessively licking that paw. And by December 29, it was raw and it was bloody and it was down to the bone. And if you could see through her fur when she gets to licking it, I could actually see the bone showing up.
Wow.
And so and it was awful. And she was having trouble jumping on things, and she was favoring it. And I knew it was getting worse and worse. It wasn't getting better. And so my first thought was, and it's amazing, after 2 years of LifeWave, this would be my first thought. But my first thought was, I'm going to need to take her to the vet. And I really dreaded it because she has severe anxiety, and the stress of tests, I knew I'd have to hold her down, and maybe shots and medications. I don't believe in any of that. I knew it would really, I just didn't want to put her through it. And then I thought, well, let's do new X39s. We talk about, used ones, but I thought, let's do used, because this was getting really serious. And I can't put patches on Gracie because she'll eat them. That's part of her anxiety disorder, is she eats things, patches, Walmart sacks, ammo, ink pens, paper clips. That's, her anxiety. Yeah, yeah. And she won't wear a collar. And so I have to get creative. And since the patches are activated within 3 inches of body heat, normally I'll put it under her bed where she sleeps. Well, since she sleeps everywhere because she's a cat, I took all of her favorite places. So there's 2 chairs she likes. There's a spare bedroom area. There's 2 layers of her cat tree. And I took fresh X39 patches and I taped them underneath each location, figuring, and I'd watch it as best as I could, but figuring she'd get about 12 hours on, 12 hours off of fresh. And so what I chose to do then was, I didn't take her in to have her restrained, to have the anxiety of the tests, the medications, the stress of trying to put creams or liquids, or I didn't do any of that. And instead, she simply slept. And that was all that was required of her, was just to sleep like a cat does. And what I noticed was, over the next 10 days, it only took 10 days. And by the end of that, her paw is perfectly fine. No drugs, no chemicals, no side effects, no tests, no outrageous bills. I talk a lot about our patches being the wearable med bed, but in this case, they literally were, the bed. I mean, she got her results sleeping in her bed. So I sent another picture of her paw, how it looks now. So I don't know if Roxanne has that or not. Maybe not. But yeah, so she's fine. So that's like my biggest share. And I've said this before, but my theory on our animals is, they don't fight the patches. They don't say, well, this is going to work, and how's this going to work, and you've got to be kidding me, and this thing that's the size of a quarter, and tell me all about it, and I'll believe it when I see it. She just slept, and she just received the restoration in her body.
Yeah, that's clever that you put the patches in areas where she goes to, because like, you should know by now that the patches aren't activated when there's no heat around them, or your body, or your animal's body. So you could actually have them stationed around a house for a longer period of time. You don't have to replace them every 12 hours. It's just the amount of time that your pet is in that area. Oh wow, look at that. Beautiful.
Yeah, so see, she's sporting her little paw. See how so she decided she would get in a box. She loves boxes, but that's her paw, and it's perfectly fine. And she's not limping, and she's not favoring it. And that was 10 days of simply sleeping.
Very nice. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I love it.
What a great relief that is. I'm sure, obviously for your cat, but also for you as well.
Yes, because it's stressful when our pets
Stressful, yeah.
don't feel good. It's very stressful. And we want to take good care of them. And now the more that we're waking up to, the drugs, and trying to avoid the drugs and unnecessary tests and costs, let alone like downtime from work, and loss of income. So the patches are a win-win. And yes, I'm feeling emotionally super positive now that she's fine.
Very
Yeah.
good. Very good.
Yep. And I had two other really quick ones. I've had probably 20 the last week of these real short, it's the little things that count kind of thing because they make a big difference. So I had have a customer in her 80s, and she said she looked in the mirror. We were talking one day. She said, Lynn, she said, I looked in the mirror this morning, and she goes, I'm actually younger. I mean, it shocked her, but she was thrilled to see that. And then I had another customer who was 81, and she called me and she said, Lynn, she said, I always, and I've never had this thought before. I think it's interesting, but she goes, I've always hated my knees. And I was like, well, why don't you like your knees? And she said, well, the skin's all sagging down. And I thought, oh no. And she goes, and guess what? It's not sagging anymore. And she's 81. So she said, I love my knees again. She said, they're beautiful. That was a quote. They're beautiful.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And you got one more?
That's it. I have
That was
like
it?
20
Okay.
more if you need it, but yeah, that was it.
All
Thank
right,
you.
very good.
Okay.
And I'm looking at the YouTube, and there's there's people revealing their success with the patches on there too. They had some problems with the hip and had unbelievable results. So thank you guys on the YouTube. Appreciate that. Susan,
Hello, everyone.
hello.
So Jen has and Roxanne have the photos to show. Remember, like last year, I was working on that liver spot, and the photo that I took right there, that was in July, and I was faithful with my Alavita. And then we had the January photo. This is that spot now. So, like, I was really happy with that. So,
Very nice. Very good.
that's good. Yeah. So, Alavita, it's wonderful. So
That
that's
is a great product. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. You bet.
Jen.
Hey, I've got a quick one, but I was sitting and listening to everyone, and I have someone that's close to our family we're worried about him, a lot of dementia, but he was a very intelligent man. And I realized last night, my daughter said he gave her a box of 10 X39s. He hadn't been wearing them. And I want everybody here to know that I wear them every day, and I hope you all do, because it keeps your mind clear. And I'm going to post, I pulled it up while we were sitting here, Joni with Alzheimer's. I want to post that because I think that anybody who hasn't seen it, you'll be very impressed. The first year when Michael and I joined, I used to show this to everybody every time because I just thought everybody should see this video. So I'm going to put it down in the window, and but it's Joni Alzheimer's, and you would not believe within 11 days she started to get her memory back. And oh, I can't believe I said that name. I'm sorry. Memory problems. Annabelle, bawl me out. I'm so sorry. But I was just realizing we don't talk about it that much anymore, Michael, because people, they move on to other problems. So I wanted to just raise my hand and tell everybody, your parents, your grandparents, anybody, they should be wearing just the X39, if nothing else. It will help your brain, So my deal. Okay.
Very
that's
good.
it.
Very good.
Thank you.
And we know we've had some people that will, because some people are resistant to their great detriment, unfortunately. Some people will put the patches on underneath the pillow, while they sleep. So it's and then they have like great results, and they're like, oh, I'm feeling so great. I don't know what it is. So some people are just going to be resistant, and sometimes you can help them. So anyway, Patty.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
Good.
Happy Monday. I have a great share. I was playing pickleball today, and I had a friend with her, had kind of a tennis elbow, she calls it. It's pickle elbow, though. And so we put a patch on, and she looked at me. I just love it. The look in her eyes. What is that? Oh, so, sometimes, you get the one patch wonder, or you have someone that says, oh, I don't notice anything. But lately I've been getting a lot of one patch wonders. So that's pretty exciting. And then I want to give a shout out to my new brand partner, Louise. And I hope she was able to get on. But she was excited. She loves listening to you, Michael. And she wants to try them herself. And she likes to stay fit. And then she says, oh, if I like them, I'd like to maybe share with everyone else. So I said, oh, we can help you. So shout out to Louise. So thanks for that share.
That's awesome. Well, Louise, I hope you have some great results really quick and you don't give up. So stay with it.
Thank you.
Joyce, thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
My husband and I started LifeWave patches, the X39, September 26th. So it's been about 3 months. And my husband, before Thanksgiving, was trying to cut something with his grinder, and he tripped on the cord and cut the back of his calf and cut his Achilles tendon, and had to have some major surgery for that. And so Jen had us put the X39 and the X49 right over his cast, and it had the scab from the incision has fallen off. It's healed up beautifully, and he starts physical therapy next week. So he's doing well, and the pain has subsided. So we're going to continue with that. So he's wearing the X39 now on the back of his neck. We both do every day. Now I have an issue. I don't know if you can see this.
Hold on a second. Let me spotlight you. Okay.
Okay. On my middle finger, there's a big bump.
Yeah.
It's soft. It's very soft. And I've tried putting the Eon on every night, and it doesn't seem to be going away. So I'm wondering if maybe a glutathione patch would be a better option.
Yeah, it's a possibility. Carnosine works really good for me on my hands.
Okay.
Carnosine, but let's ask
I'm
Dr.
also
Annabelle.
stiff because of that fluid in there.
Yeah.
And I do have an autoimmune disease, initials RA. So I'm hoping that they're not coordinating with each other.
Right.
And I definitely do not want to do what my husband suggested with a needle.
No.
Yes, he's always
No draining. No.
Veteran, and he comes up with great ideas. So, but I'm not prone to that.
Very good.
Leptin is better.
So, Dr. Annabelle, what are your suggestions?
Yeah, I agree, Michael, with the carnosine, but I just now was thinking like maybe treat it like, you know how we talk about the knee protocol with the Eon, the carnosine, and the glutathione?
Yep.
I would say wear all three in the area. So it sounds like you have like a cyst in that area.
Yeah.
And so
even if it's not painful.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So you will definitely benefit from all three, and you could patch, your entire hand.
Okay,
like
so not necessarily on the knuckle, but just on the hand, just wallpaper.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you, Dr. Annabelle. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I wasn't so I normally wear carnosine on my my wrist during the day, but I hadn't been doing it because I was wearing some other patches. I'm trying to, see what the combinations of different patches, and taking some patches off. Carnosine was one of them. So I've been wearing carnosine because my wrist and my fingers have been, a problem for me for a little bit. And the carnosine basically cured it. I had no problems. So I'd taken the carnosine off, letting these other new patches do their thing. And my wrist and my fingers just got, if they get touched the wrong way, there's like, But I put the carnosine on and the glutathione. So at night, I put the carnosine on and glutathione during the day, and it's turning around. So it does make a difference, carnosine and glutathione working those together, but Eon, reduces inflammation. So that can help you as well. So great combination, those 3 patches. Kim.
Yes, sorry, I'm busy taking notes, trying to write all these things down. Anyway, I love all the things you learned. I've learned another thing today, was for pain, was using the Silent Night and the X39 on top of each other for pain during the day. That was something I'd never heard of. So if somebody's in a lot of pain and trying different things, you might want to try that.
Wow.
But my share is I broke my foot in November, and I thought I just kind of sprained an ankle, but I realized later it wasn't getting better. But the first thing I did was come in the house and throw an Eon on it, and immediately, I felt relief from the pain part. And I used the patches through the whole process. I didn't have any swelling. My doctors were amazed. I had one doctor that wanted to do surgery. And when I got the second opinion, he was like, no, I think you're just going to be able to heal this within 6 weeks. But actually by 4 weeks using the patches, and I used all 5, I did the Fantastic 5, 49, 39, Eon, carnosine, glutathione during the day on my foot. And it was amazing. No, I never had to use any medications, and I am now walking without my boot.
Wow. Incredible. Very good.
So I love not having to use big pharma. Thank you.
Yes. And there's other shares in the chat in YouTube, and a lot of people are saying that they use the patches in conjunction with good health, like Dr. Annabelle was talking about. Good nutrition, good sleep makes a difference. Now, if you can't get to sleep because you're in pain,
yes, adding protein.
Yes, adding protein, very good. Because a lot of people don't have enough protein, and that makes a huge difference. So fantastic. Yes, good point, Kim.
Yep, I learned that. Thanks to all of you guys and everything we share. I
Yeah,
love being part of this family and
Thank
the
you.
energy and talking to yourself. Just like Tracy Jo said, tell yourself your body's healing and it's wonderful, and thank you for holding me up.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Talking to the patches and tell them what you want them to do. And then getting the guidance, what do I need today? And kind of like me with why are my hands starting to hurt again? Oh, I haven't wearing a carnosine. So it does make a difference. You come off some things, you rotate, and then you're gonna find out, what works best for you and so forth. So over time, it's great to see the differences. Jen.
I just got a quick carnosine story, Michael, because you reminded me as you were talking about it. I've shared before, but I think it's important for all the new people. And I had had some real difficulty with my eye, scratchiness, and it was in a lot of pain. And some of you have heard this before, but anyway, I made an appointment with an eye doctor finally because it was that bad, and I had to wait 2 weeks. And meanwhile, I was putting drops in my eye the whole time. And I arrived. She checks my eye. She goes, oh, you've got dry eye. You need to put drops in your eyes. And I go, you got to be kidding. There's nothing else you can offer? Not a thing. I went home, put the carnosine right here, and it was gone the next day. And it did not come back for a long time. This week, my eye started bothering me again. This is like a year later. And it started really hurting. Who knows whether I stressed it or whatever. I put the carnosine on and look, it's done. It's gone. I just wore it for 1 day, folks. These are amazing patches. They're just really amazing. So anyway, that's my share.
Very good. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Suzanne.
Just real quick, like for sleep, bananas contain tryptophan, so they help you sleep. If you have a banana before you go to bed, helps you sleep. Just,
That's
fun
I
fact.
didn't know that bananas had tryptophan in them. How about that?
Yeah, yeah. So fun fact.
Potassium, I know that. So
That's
I
right.
tell all my buddies, like after we worked out hard, make sure you eat the bananas.
Absolutely.
And,
Yeah, but they will actually help you sleep as well. So,
yeah, good.
who knew?
Good to know. Thank you. That's
You bet.
great.
Yep.
Letitia.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I got you good.
Hey, first time I'm on here, but I've been using the patches. Well, Michael, I've been with you for about 5 years following you, but I've been on the patches for about 2.5 years now.
Nice.
I'm from your neck of the woods, Columbia, South Carolina.
Yay.
Yeah, so I just moved back home after 38 years because my dad passed away to take care of my mom. I bought a house in June of this year, moved here and moved my mom in with me because she was having a lot of health issues. I started using the patches because I guess I was going through menopause or something, and it was just to get out of bed. My whole body was aching and all. One day after using the patches, I could run a marathon. And it's been like that ever since. I mean, I just feel like I've got all, I could just, and I'm always on the go. So it really changed my life. But I thought, okay, my mom and I would talk every day. She was always having headaches. She's has a lot of health issues, kidney stuff, strokes, heart attack. I mean, everything. I mean, it's just, so I put her on them. I put them on her. I'd do the X39s, and then I started switching X39, X49, and then I did get some glutathiones and I tried those, and they work too. But I've got her on them, and since about a week after I moved in June, she has had no pain. I made all her doctor's appointments because I was making her appointments, but my siblings would have to take her to her appointments. I took an early retirement, bought a house here, moved her in with me, and I'm doing everything, I had to catch her up on her dental stuff and all that stuff. But I've got her all caught up. Same thing. I mean, I'm on Wave Watch too. So, but the patches, I was on the patches first.
Awesome.
But I've got her on a watch too. But I mean, the doctors are like amazed, and her blood work comes back, fine and everything. And I mean, she's just like, she outruns me sometimes. I'm like, Mom, she's 87. I'm like, Mom, slow down a little bit, but she's very active, like, me and all. And it's just great to be able to get up, go spend time together, make up time. We go on walks, we go, just being out in the sun or whatever. Right now it's a little cold, but we still do it, just to get out a little bit. But they have just been amazing for me and now her.
Wow, Letitia, that's amazing. And so giving of you to, take off early from your work and, help her out. So it's always better when family's there. So
she took care of me growing up, and I feel like we have to watch over our parents too, So yes, my brother and sister live here as well, but they're younger than me, so they haven't been able to retire or anything. So I had the opportunity. I think it's all God. He was able to get an early retirement, and I mean, it helped both of us. I just came, and I'm like, I've got to do this, knowing how those patches helped me. I just had to do it, and it's just been, miracle. I mean, we do it day by day, but I mean, we're having a great, knock on wood, we've been doing so well. And I'm glad I'm able to. I've tried getting on, but on my phone, but I hadn't been able to get on. And I said, you know what, today, because I get the emails, I said, I'm going to try on my computer. And sure enough, so I'm so excited because I listen to you all the time, Michael.
Very good. Very good. So, yeah, that's amazing story, and, great share. Hopefully, it works out, continues to work out, going forward, and, sharing, you got such a great story. Share if you can, it's great.
That's right. Thank you guys all.
Thank you. All right, guys, we're pretty much towards the end of the show. So if you want to unmute and say goodnight, and lots of love to you guys. And thanks for the great shares. We always appreciate them, and hope they keep coming.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Good
Night.
night.
Thank you, everybody.
Awesome shares tonight.
Good night, everyone. Great shares, great energy.
Thank you.
Hey, Sally, wherever you
Thank
are.
you.